On today's episode of Hofstra Today, we start with a look inside of Hofstra's very own production of Shakespeare's Coriolanus and the Stage of Fools.
Then Joe Pergola sits down with members of PRSSA to learn about their star recognition. And
Hofstra Today's Jenny Dove went to a local food drive to speak with some of the Hofstra volunteers.
All that and more happening at and around Hofstra Today.
Hello and welcome back, Jasmine. It's November 13th.
Yes.
So kind of halfway after Halloween, but still halfway to Thanksgiving. So let's start with Halloween. What'd you do for Halloween?
So, of course, I went out, I partied. I had 2 costumes. I was Betty Boop and Snow White. What about you?
So I had kind of funny costumes. I was Macho Man Randy Savage, all my wrestling fans out there. And I was also Big Bird, because you got to hold it down for Sesame Street all the time. Now, what about Thanksgiving? What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I like turkey, but I heard that somebody here likes ham instead.
Well, I am more of a ham fan, as Jasmine said. But we can talk about that in a little bit because now it's time to get right into the news as Hofstra alumnus Marcus Colston will deliver the commencement address for December 2024 graduates. Colston graduated from Hofstra in 2006, earning his degree in interdisciplinary studies and is a former member of the School of Health Sciences Advisory Board. He had several business ventures, including his professional development service company, Marcus Colston Enterprises. Outside the office, he was a wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints and won a Super Bowl with the team in 2009. During the commencement, Colston will receive his honorary doctorate in humane letters.
Hofstra's largest community service event, Shake a Rake, takes place this Saturday, November 16th. Volunteers will be placed in groups to rake and bag leaves for local residents. They'll meet at Hop USA at the start of their session to check in, and at the end, volunteers will receive a meal pass to Jersey Mike's or Napolini Express. Make sure to register for one of these sessions on Get Involved HU.
International students are invited to experience American culture by sharing a Thanksgiving meal with the host family, including Hofstra faculty, alumni, and students on November 28th. Space is limited, so RSVP by Friday, November 15th.
Graduate Business and Career Relations of the Zarb School of Business is hosting a panel tonight from 6:30 to 8:15. Hear from business professionals working in the media, sports, and entertainment industries, such as MLB and Paramount, as they talk about their experiences. The event will take place in the Leo A. Guthart Hall on the 4th floor, and networking will follow after the panel. RSVP is not required.
Hofstra is hosting its annual holiday window painting contest. Student groups are coming together to research and make a window design that will be painted in the Student Center main dining room. This year, there will be 10 unique creations featuring holidays all around the world. Winners will be announced on December 5th at the Hofstra Hall lighting ceremony. So stay tuned to our next show to hear more about those winners.
Watch Hofstra's faculty, choreographers, and guest artists perform at the Fall 2024 Faculty Dance Concert. Performances will take place November 21st through the 24th at the Tony and Martin Sosnoff Theater in Adams Playhouse. Make sure to purchase your ticket beforehand. The Department of Drama and Dance premiered 2 Shakespearean plays last month. Our producer, Amber Bianchi, went to see the magic on stage.
Hi, welcome to the Tony and Martin Sosnoff Theater. I'm Amber Bianchi, and join me as I take you through the production and performance of Coriolanus. Students, professors, and parents came to see opening night.
It's a very modern feel to it. It seems like it has a lot of corporate industrial themes to it. So I'm excited for how they put that into the text of Shakespeare.
Anya Hofstra is one of the cast members of this production, and her parents are here to show that they are her biggest fans.
I'm really excited to see the costumes and the set.
Very excited just to see her perform.
While Coriolanus was written in the 1600s, the cast added a modern twist by relating it to the 2024 election and gender norms.
Originally, Comenius was written as a man, and before getting into the rehearsal process, I debated on whether I was going to play Comenius as a man or a woman, and I ultimately decided to play Comenius as a woman who presents as very masculine to get to the level that she's at. So to be a military general and consul, she basically had to present as masculine as possible to make people forget that she was a woman.
For me, a lot of that taking back of power came from, I guess, how I felt in my life just observing politics from afar, because as a young person, I know for myself, I always feel like, wow, things are so bad right now, and I wish there was something that I could do, but I have no idea how someone as small as me could have any kind of impact.
The director, Emily Hartford, calls the play
a timely piece, even though it's hundreds of years old.
According to the director, Shakespearean plays help actors tremendously in and outside of their career after leaving Hofstra.
I found that reaching deep into my own experiences and finding moments where I felt powerful and moments where I felt angry, and extrapolating upon those moments and kind of creating a character around that who operates on vitriol and has been really difficult, but it's been a very rewarding experience.
Additionally, the Department of Drama and Dance is putting on a 1-hour adaptation of King Lear called A Stage of Fools. Both of these performances are a part of Hofstra's annual Shakespearean Festival, which is in its 76th year.
The primary thing is that ambition, that anger, frustration, the idea of being an outsider was a big, big thing for me.
I imagined her being very sort of like the image of the iceberg, where you see only a little bit, but then there's so much happening underneath, because you don't see her for a lot of the show, but she's still affecting things a lot from the outside. And because our version is so short, you see her even less, but she still carries that weight and impact.
At Hofstra University, Bianchi reporting.
The Lawrence Herbert School of Communication was buzzing last week leading up to the students' election special. Hear from Hofstra Votes Live Senior Director and how the 4-hour show happened. That's coming up next.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, and kissed them all soundly, and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it, and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Coming up, Alyssa Harper gives you all the details on the outcome of the presidential election and how 43 monkeys were wandering through the streets of South Carolina.
I'm Alyssa Harper, and here is your national news. Donald Trump has officially been elected the 47th president of the United States, a comeback for the former president who refused to accept defeat to current President Joe Biden 4 years ago. He won all 7 swing states and the popular, clearing the 270 electoral votes he needed to claim the presidency. Before his victory was confirmed, he announced to a crowd of cheering supporters in Florida, quote, "I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president." Vice President Kamala Harris called President-elect Trump last Wednesday to concede the race and congratulate him. She followed her phone call with a concession speech at Howard University, her alma mater. She urged supporters not to despair her loss to Trump. She says, quote, "I concede this election. I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign, the fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and for dignity of all people, a fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation, the ideals that reflect America at our best." Shortly after, President Biden called to congratulate and invite the president-elect to the White House, formally kicking off the transition ahead of Inauguration Day. The mountain fire continues to scorch Ventura County, California. The fire, still burning from last Wednesday, has destroyed more than 130 structures and burned over 20,000 acres. Around 10,000 people were forced to evacuate. The powerful gusts that have fueled the fire have slowed, bringing in Pacific moisture that has calmed the flames. Firefighters have contaminated 36% of the fire. A black-footed ferret named Antonia just gave birth to 2 healthy kits, but Antonia has an exciting story herself. She was cloned from the DNA taken from a ferret named Willa that was taken into captivity in Wyoming in the 1980s. But through her DNA, one of the most endangered mammals in North America will now have a genetic lineage that may help recover its population. Antonia is one of 3 ferrets that was cloned from Willa in 2020. The other 2, Noreen and Elizabeth Ann, live in a Colorado facility. 30 of 43 monkeys that escaped a research compound in South Carolina have been recovered unharmed. Last week, an employee at the Alpha Genesis facility in Yemisi didn't fully lock the gate after she fed the Reese's macaques, allowing them to break for it. Alpha Genesis CEO Greg Westgard and health officials say that the monkeys pose no threat to public health. They are all females bred to sell to medical and other researchers. This is all for your national news. Now let's head back to the desk with Antonio and Jasmine.
Hofstra students and professors put on a live 4-hour election broadcast called Hofstra Votes Live. The broadcast featured live hits from Vice President Kamala Harris's watch party at Howard University and at the Nassau County Democratic and Republican watch parties. The event also offered to-the-minute election results from local and national presidential, senatorial, congressional, and gubernatorial races. This broadcast was led by an all-female producing team who are responsible for creating the rundown, line producing, and coordinating between the editorial and technical teams leading into the broadcast. HVL was crewed by nearly 100 Lawrence Herbert School of Communications students of different majors. The national regional anchors carry the viewers from the map to the decision desk, to the newsroom, and to the 4 reporters who are live in the field. Now we're joined by one of the forefront members of HVL, Senior Director and Coordinating Producer Olivia Remusat.
Hi.
How are we doing? So, as one of the producers, explain to me, what was it like in the build-up to the day itself, all the weeks and months beforehand?
Yeah, so it was a lot of organizing, a lot of planning. You know, my job as coordinating producer was to make sure that all of the teams were on the same page, holding team leader meetings every week, sort of getting all of the base information for the show together and building that from the ground up until what the show ended up being with a really amazing team.
Now, Olivia, take me through the day itself, right? Those 4 hours, how did the 4 hours feel and what were you doing during that time frame?
Yeah, so the 4 hours, it was extremely exciting because I was directing during that time as senior director, and it honestly went really fast because, you know, we started out the show with a bang, we got into the swing of things with the sort of like routine we had. All of our directors and front control panel teams did incredible, and then we ended off the show really well and overall had a really amazing production.
And what was one thing you learned through the entire process?
Oh God, one thing I learned is the silly answer is how to write an email really fast. There was a lot of emails that went out, so now I can bang out an email extremely quickly. But I would say the thing I learned in general was just how to work on a production so incredibly large and robust as this one. We had nearly over 200 people on this crew, and it was such an amazing experience. It was an honor.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you for joining us. After the break, hear from members of PRSSA about their latest accomplishment.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Now let's hear from our entertainment reporter, Natalie Wiswer, about the Wicked controversy and the newest Hollywood baby.
I'm Natalie Wiswer, and this is your entertainment news. Sophia Rodriguez, who stars as Elphaba in the new Wicked adaptation, slams a film-made poster, saying they, quote, degraded and erased her involvement. In October, fans were inspired to edit the latest poster of the film to more closely resemble that of the musical. The movie poster features Ariana Grande as Alinda whispering to Elphaba as she looks ahead. Many fans consider it to be an improvement as it emulates the Broadway poster. But Arrivos posted on her Instagram saying it was, quote, the wildest, most offensive thing she's seen. Saying that poster pays homage that it is not an exact copy. Margot Robbie and her husband Tom Arkley are officially parents. The Barbie star welcomed her first child into the world, a baby boy. News of the couple expecting comes out in July, with both highlighting how much building a family meant to them. Robbie, he's taking a prolonged acting break following the award season. The happy couple has yet to reveal a statement on their arrival of their son. John Krasinski is officially People's 2024 Sexiest Man Alive. The magazine announced its pick late last night during the Late Night Show with Colbert. This is a shock after an earlier leak revealed music producer Bay Blanco as this year's pick, relieving many fans that the remembered Office actor received the title. You can't have entertainment without public relations. So sit down with members of Hofstra's Public Relations in Society of America and learn about their recent recognition.
Thanks, Natalie. I'm joined now by members of the Hofstra PRSSA Executive Board. Guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me. So, the Hofstra chapter of PRSSA was recently awarded with Star Chapter Honors by the Public Relations Society of America. But before we get to that, real quick, why don't you guys just give a short introduction?
I'm Cassie. I'm a senior PR major, and I'm the president of PRSSA.
I'm Aiden. I am a senior public relations and mass media studies major, and I'm the director of chapter advancement for PRSSA at Hofstra.
Hi, my name is Rihanna. I'm a junior public relations major, and I'm the vice president of PRSSA.
Hi, my name is Shell, and I'm the secretary of PRSSA. I'm also a senior.
Amazing. So let's learn a little bit more about PRSSA. Cassie, can you tell me a bit about what Hofstra PRSSA does, both big picture and on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so we're a pre-professional organization, so our whole purpose is to just prepare students in college for their early career, whether it's building their network by going to networking events or coming to our workshops that we plan throughout the year. That could be like LinkedIn and resume workshops. And yeah, and we're just exposing the whole PR world to students and all of the different elements of PR that's possible for students to be interested in.
Awesome. So, as I mentioned before, you all were recognized as a star chapter of PRSSA. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment. Aiden, can you tell me what exactly defines star chapter honors?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different requirements that kind of fall under it, but there's a list of 12 specific ones, and you have to achieve 8 of those to be considered a star chapter. So some things that kind of fall under that is having a diversity, equity, and inclusion-based public relations meeting, a meeting that has to do with PR ethics and things like that, being part of philanthropic and charity events. It's just a lot of things that kind of expand our chapter outside of the typical pre-professional programming that exists for us.
Wow, and so I know a few of you guys actually got to go out all the way to California to receive this award. Shell, can you tell me a bit about that experience?
Yeah, so that was my first Icon event, and honestly, it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I feel like I really expanded my network by looking at all the students who also came from different universities, all doing PRSSA, and just being able to talk to them about what we do and connecting with them.
Right, so, and I know out of 350 chapters in North and South America, only about 40 were named star chapters. So of course, I want to ask each of you here, what does this award mean to you personally?
I mean, I think it's a really big deal to be named as a Star Chapter Award, and I think it's a really good reflection of our hard work that we put in for all of our programming, for all of our events, all of our networking things that we do throughout the year. I guess kind of personally, just like as somebody who applied for the award, wrote out all the descriptions, sent it in to PRSA National, it's very rewarding to be able to see that hard work can pay off, and to get that kind of recognition in a national sense, I think is really cool.
Yeah, it's also like a very hefty award and process to go through. So it just makes, I feel like, our club feel good knowing that we're an active chapter and we're not just going through the motions of, I feel like, what a lot of clubs can do. Like, it's very easy to just go through the motions, and we try to keep our chapter active and doing a lot of different things and everything. So yeah.
As a transfer student who transferred to Hofstra last year, it's amazing to be part of this executive board now this year and to be awarded Star Chapter. I feel like it's also very inspiring because it doesn't matter if you've been at Hofstra 1 year or 3 years. Like, I feel with like dedication and hard work, you can achieve things.
I think it's an incredible award to be receiving. I know this is my second year being on the executive board for PRSSA and being recognized for the Star Chapter. And I think it really showcases to our school and to the students and board members a part of it that all of our hard work has been paying off and that it's attributing to something much larger than us. So I think that's something great to see.
Well, guys, really great congratulations on this award. I mean, just a huge achievement for all of you. Thank you so much for joining me and talking about this award. Now, we're going to send it right back to Antonio and Jasmine in the studio.
Coming up on Hofstra today, we spoke to the Director of Community Outreach here at Hofstra about how they're helping the local Hempstead community.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to Hofstra today. Here's Alex Webb with your 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Jasmine. I'm Alex Webb, and this is your 5-day weather forecast. Today brings sunny skies with a high of 50 degrees and a low of 35 degrees. Tomorrow will be cloudy with a high of 49 degrees and a low of 38 degrees. Now let's see how the rest of the week will pan out here in Hempstead. Friday brings a high of 57 degrees and a low of 42 degrees in the evening, so make sure to look up in the evening also to see the full moon. Winds pick up on Saturday at 13 miles per hour, and the day will be mostly sunny with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. Sunday begins with partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 50s, and the evening brings cloudy skies and light winds. That's all for this week's weather forecast. Now let's take a look into a local food drive with our reporter, Jenny Dove.
What's up, Hofstra? Today we are at Washington Street and Cooper Square parking lot getting an inside look at today's community food drive. Let's go check out what the students and staff have to say about this volunteer event. Who am I here with today?
Julianne Viella.
My name is Jackie Koplik. Hi.
My name is Julianne.
Anita Ellis. I'm the Director of Community Student Services and Community Outreach.
Julianne Viella, what is your major?
I'm a nursing major.
Could you tell me what's going on today?
Okay, so today we're here at a food drive. We're packing boxes and bags with groceries for anybody who may need.
So this is Community Solidarity, and what we do is we rescue food from grocery stores that is not saleable for one of many reasons, perhaps. Like if a cereal box gets crunched and they're not going to sell it, then they'll donate it to us. If the best buy date is fast approaching, they'll sell it to us. We've had stores where they've ordered the wrong thing, they donate it to us. And so produce that's kind of on the hairy edge, they'll donate it to us.
They do this every day at different locations, so our students can go, but we do it once a month in an organized way.
And how do you think this event is benefiting the community?
We're giving food to people who need it, who may not be able to afford it, so I think honestly it's very beneficial. Well, I think it's very good for the community because I think groceries are just way too expensive right now, so this is a good way for people to just come get free groceries and feed themselves and their families.
So if you want to go to communitysolidarity.org, you can learn more about us, which days of the week we are serving which communities.
And how did you hear about this event?
Where they list like the events on the Hofstra website, so I just signed up and I'm here.
It shows that Hofstra cares, like Hofstra's giving back.
It was really great to see what some Hofstra staff and students, as well as the community members, had to say about today's event. You can find out more on communitysolidarity.org to get involved and help out our community. Back to you at studio. That's all from us.
We'll be right back.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
Now let's pass it to Olivia Hillstead with your Hofstra Sports News.
I'm Olivia Hillstead with your Hofstra Sports News. Hofstra men's basketball stays undefeated after beating the Iona Gales 90-76. Transfer guard Jaquan Sanders led the Pride with 24 points. With the victory, Hofstra has won more games than any other team in New York since 2013-2014, with 222 wins, while Iona is second with 221. The Pride faced Sanders' former team, the Seton Hall Pirates, during the Icons of the Game event tonight at 8:30 at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Women's basketball is 2-1 after defeating the Yale 76-61. CAA Rookie of the Week, Chloe Sterling, scored a team-high 21 points. Emma Von Essen went 3 for 8 at the arc and scored a season-high 19 points. The Pride is back in action on Sunday when they contest the Manhattan Jaspers. With 2 goals, Lori Goddard led Hofstra to a 2-0 victory over the Elon Phoenix in the CAA men's soccer semifinal. The Pride have their eye on a 4th consecutive conference championship when they host the UNCW Seahawks this Saturday at 7 for the title. That's all with your sports news. Now back to the desk.
That is all that we have for this episode of Hofstra Today.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Hofstra Today for updates.
Tune into our final episode of the year on December 11th at 1 p.m.
Till next time, that's all at and around Hofstra Today.